Hello and welcome back to Rogue Trader. We are continuing on with the Lex Imperialis DLC, entering into a new sector and getting into trouble. I did a quick little rebuild of some stuff off stream, mostly just our main character. I also kind of rebuilt our Genta for fun. To tell you the differences, pretty much our commander is mostly the same. We did upgrade some of the stuff in Overseer. I switched out provocation signal for Medicae signal, so wherever the servo skull is actually heals every single turn, literally every turn. It also provides partial cover, becomes full cover. We also have the item equipped where it is partial cover as well. And then pretty much everything else with him is the same. There's not that many new abilities or anything that we have on that. Avalar is the same. Adira we changed yesterday. Pascal is currently the same. I thought about changing Pascal, but I don't know that we're going to keep him much longer. And I did update Argenta. So I switched her from a Arc Militant to a Bounty Hunter. So she's a bit more focused on single target stuff. Not so much on area of effects. But I did also give her the Multi-Melta. So if things get in close, we can get really spicy with her. But she's not actually on our main team composition right now. So, you know, we'll see how it plays out. We'll see how it works, you know? Your assassin will have a way to put some blood packs back in her veins. Yeah. So, yeah, we did, I did do a couple of updates specifically around, like, using my officer to make Cabela better, so that Cabela should always use her teleport ability to move back next to her officer at the beginning of every turn. And she should, as long as we keep her noble, the noble servant, she should get like a ton of bonus MP every single turn as well. So she should be able to go out really far, do a bunch of damage, and then teleport back. That's the goal. What do we got here? Scrap? 150 scrap. So Thassera has our quest. Well, you know, scan all the other places before we go there. Did I ever play Chaos Gate Demon Hunters? Yes, actually, we did a full playthrough of Chaos Gate Demon Hunters when it came out on the channel. Sadly, it's before I was doing the YouTube VODs. It was like earlier in the year that we started that channel. I loved it. Man, it was my game of the year that year. I think it was an absolutely fantastic game. Amid the lifeless rocks and lava lakes, the ship's augurs have detected something resembling buildings. There's something off with their outlines, but their presence in and of itself suggests there might be some valuables to uncover. We'll obviously send a scouting team. They're able to discern Imperium symbols on the buildings, deformed and fused together by high temperatures. One ore mining structure tells a sad story. Centuries ago, the planet and its riches perished beneath the radiance of the system's expanding sun. That's it? It's just a dead world. Okay, cool. Lore facts. Excuse to replay it so I can create some VODs. Honestly, I've never checked out the DLC for Chaos Gate, and it looks very fun. You get like dreadnoughts, and you get all the administratum assassinatos. Prometheum 3. Dude, I gotta check something up. Because we're getting to this point now. I don't know if I have this saved somewhere. I had a really good... Oh yeah, no, this guy's got it here. Yeah, no, Prometheum 3 is really bad. Prometheum goes from like mostly 5 up. This is just called Planetoid. Lavella's Heart. I guess this is probably a new location. Prometheum can go up to 7, so. Strike cruisers makes things easier. Strike cruisers in Chaos Gate? Interesting. Do you get tangerines as well? I don't think so. All right, let's land down here. We'll take the whole gang. Check out the new stuff. See what kind of goodies we got. You can have a second ship move around the map. Oh, man. That's sick. Okay, I did not know that. I definitely would not mind replaying Chaos Gate. Look at these peons. Yes, my lord. Oh my god. So this was like, there's a missing tithe shipment from this planet? But it's actually a winter scale planet? Oh, dude, this guy looks so much like me. It's crazy. A richly dressed man riding a sinewy horse breaks off from the procession. When he approaches, you immediately notice a strange detail. The man's face is pinned to his head with precious fastenings that stretch the skin across the skull. He's totally wearing somebody else's face. Celestial guests, there is no higher honor for us than to extend our hospitality to such noble eminences. His Celestial Highness, the rogue traitor and an illustrious adjudicator of the Imperium. All of Thassera's clamors, trebles, and chairs. Rualdo the Fair-Faced, Governor of Thassera, at your service. Let's be rude. Might we proceed inside now? I find all this squalor rather tiring. Now, your Celestial Highness, we truly tried our best to put together a celebration worthy of our honored visitors, but the news of your coming reached us so late. All I have left is a single talentless astro chap. We had to rush the preparations. Nevertheless, we've managed to put everything Thassera is proud of on display here for you. I must ask... Who's this little jester? Excuse me, don't approach me. Bluff the court fool. This guy's a xeno for sure. Right? Skaven in a flesh suit? A smaller figure steps out of the rider's shadow dressed in the motley attire of a court fool and wearing a sneering mask. My name is Bluff. I am Lord Ronaldo's good mood. I tickle his governorship with well-sprouted jests and itty-bitty gossip. And now I merely doff my cap to our celestial lords and ladies and hand them this here key to Thassera as a token of our boundless loyalty. The fool bows and offers you a gift. Wave in Abelar's direction. Seneschal, you take it. I don't wish to soil my hands. No, strike the fool. Mind your place, peasant. We're rude. You miss your mark as the fool jumps away with surprising agility, dancing and jeering as he goes. Oh, the embarrassment. The governor leans down from his horse and grabs the fool's hand. Having wrenched the key from Bluff's grasp, he raises his hand to strike and the fool quickly backs off. Finally, the governor offers the gift to you with a reverential bow. Abelard, announce the purpose of our visit to these provincials. His lordship Biggest Turg von Valancius, inheritor of the greatest protectorate of the Koronus Expanse and bearer of the sacred warrant, has graced Thassera with his presence in order to discuss matters pertaining to the planet's tithe. Enough! According to Data Protocol Calixus Sigma UX11-4, this Mu-class planet type feudal Astameri rating reflects its strategic value to the Imperium. Oh, neat. With an assigned tithe grade of Saluto Extremis, has not provided its due tithe amount in full. You have violated the Lex and are hereby under investigation. You are to present all related customer reports and shipping manifests immediately. Solomor just cut off my announcement? The Proctor's voice carries no emotion, and Gladio silently bares his teeth, completing the image of the implacable hand of justice. I am most flattered by your attention, esteemed adjudicator, and by this opportunity to serve the Imperium with even greater dedication than before. Speaking of dedication, we are already conducting a thorough inspection to see which scribe it was that bungled the tithe calculation. Fear not, the scoundrels shall soon be... Excuses are the hallmark of the guilty. Do not make your situation worse, Governor. He claps his hands together and says meekly, Of course, Master Judicator, I will provide you with the documents as soon as the internal review is complete. I assure you it won't take long and the report itself will be exhaustive. believe there was something else the esteemed governor wished to say. Thank you, your celestial highness. We know your journey here must have been an arduous one. As a sign of your appreciation, we have prepared a veritable constellation of enjoyments in your honor. We humbly invite you to taste of our amasak, along with our finest dishes, and may we likewise savor some of the local entertainment. One of the court ladies will accompany you, so not to let even a single word or wish of yours linger without attention. Our spy. Mave, a thin woman emerges from the torchlight looking at you with a mixture of fear and awe. Her diminutive figure is practically drowning in her velvet and silk dress, and a resplendent necklace of blue stone adorns her neck. Mave, my celestial lord, at your service. Now that necklace is definitely something corrupted. Based on my experience, I would say we've been assigned a spy under the pretense of generosity, but this is a good thing. We'll use this young woman as our source of information about the world. For now, it would be wise to play along and question her thoroughly once we're away from prying eyes. Do I rob her of her necklace? Or do we just yawn? Let's just yawn. She fidgets anxiously with her dress. Perhaps my celestial lord would like to attend the feast or the execution? I can tell by what I'm hearing that our executioner has already lit up the Fesmaforius, ready to give a condemned a warm welcome, which means the governor's official scoop collector, that's me, has a whole lot of important business to get to, and so I must leave you now, good sirs and ladies, lest I miss out on a hot batch of juicy tales. Terribly pleased to meet you all, honored adjudicator. Bluff grasps Solomorn's hand and gives it a vigorous shake. I do like this jester. Lol. He got bit by the doggy. Before you can even blink, the cyber mastiff beside him sinks his teeth into Bluff's forearms, jerking it back and forth in a fury. The attack lasts only for a moment, but when Glaciolette goes, the fool's limb is already torn to shreds. With a cry of pain, he leaps away and melds into the roiling crowd. He ruffles Glacio's neck and turns to you. Feudal worlds are rarely known for their bureaucratic precision. Reconnaissance on the grounds will tell us more than any report hastily scribbled down by these blockheads. I suggest we attend the trial. Let's see some justice in action. Oh. We've plenty of time. First, I will inspect every nook and cranny in this place. I see no reason not to. Who knows what evidence we might discover. So, Celestial Lord, you're coming as a historic event for these people. They will be watching your every step, and your actions may well transform their lives on this undeveloped world. Oh man, I can't wait to push this world into absolute pit of heresy. I'm gonna corrupt the hell out of this world. You wait and see. Well, let's talk to Mave. My Celestial Lord, they say the God Emperor anointed. Have you truly seen him? Throw her a look of contempt. Do you wish to ask me something? Solomon casts a quick glance around as if looking for someone and then nods at you confidently. Tell me about Bluff. He is by far the best among the court's servants. She looks down, but you catch fear in her eyes. He always knew how to make the Lord Nobles laugh. But at first, Dean's jokes were just funny pranks and puns. Those were wonderful, almost impossible times. Something happened and he changed, did he not? That is his name. Dean. 100% chance. He seemed to retreat into himself all of a sudden and then started snapping back at people, saying sarcastic, scathing things. His jokes were simple before, but now there's always a nasty bite to them. He started exploding at every little thing and ordering me about my own brother. Apologies for my lack of restraint. I'm gonna question her vigorously. I mean, who knows? I am a servant of Slaanesh, after all. So your brother is not his usual self. This world is a tangled web. What do you think of the governor? He's a wonderful person, considerate and generous. His venerable age has taken its toll. How does he behave oddly? He gave me a lovely Thassertium necklace before you arrived. Just before you arrived? Oh, he can see through this. to bestow such a treasure on someone of lower nobility. We've also been conversing more of late, and it's been easier. The governor has never favored you before. Perhaps the appointment to escort the rogue trader also came as a surprise. That is so. How do you find living in the court? I dare not complain. Lesser nobles such as myself sometimes receive punishment for angering my lords, but that's good in a way. Helps make me clearer and brighter on the inside. You call the emperor the holder to the key of destinies. Preacher Antichos said that the god emperor holds the key to all destinies in his celestial hands. He himself sits at the very top of the great tower of humankind, gazing out over the worlds and stars. He sees all, knows all, and a bloody tear rolls down his cheek when he reads our shameful thoughts. But those who strive do not let the seed of evil into their hearts. He will reward them with a new destiny. With the turn of his key, he unlocks the dungeon of their soul. What are you going to do to get a better destiny? I can hope and pray, and if I manage to please the Celestial Lord, maybe the Emperor will take notice. Curious? Miss Turg's dedication to the prince? I mean, I don't know it was so much a dedication. Why does the Emperor lock people in a dungeon? In the time of darkness, he walled up the Tower of Humankind against fiends and monsters to keep it safe. But evil had planted its seed in thousands upon thousands of human souls. He locked them in the dungeon of the tower so that they might eradicate the evil in their thoughts. After death, we return to his judgment, but that he is burdened to bear. I got a feeling we're going to find a tower like full of psykers. Since you're here, entertain me. Dance for me. I don't need to clean the muck off my shoes. I don't want her touching me. Filthy peasant. Mave closes her eyes as if listening to music only she can hear, and she begins to sway and dance. Her dance is made of simple movements, but the grace and ease she performs add to their charm. I hope this dance was worthy of your eyes. Enough, you're boring me. As you wish, my lord. Let us continue. Look straight through her. My lord? Oh. Oh my god, you're such an asshole. Alright, what do we got here? The Chronicles of Faith, page 1. Let these instructions enlighten all who walk in my footsteps. He that holdeth the key permits none but his most faithful to change their lives, and I, the eminent Gregorious Fault, have no right to fail him. This, my presented work, will describe how the soul becomes purified and the rituals required to prepare it for its momentous turn of fate. Those being things that any servant of his who intends to break the shackles of their former life will have to undergo. It's so funny. Everything I come across, I'm like, is this a heretic telling me how to corrupt people? Or is this, you know, the exact opposite? Is this like a dogmatic person telling us how to truly, like, praise the emperor? It benefits any servant of his to thank daily the emperor, him that holdeth the key, for the lot given to them in life. I have thanked him with my thousands of writings, my writing for thousands of moon lives. So too do I thank him now for the fetters that are preparing my soul for its new destiny. The rules of this service are simple day after day. Reverently carry with me the glass fetters, not daring to break them. Some believe that merely keeping them by one's bedside is enough to perform the sacrament. This is a lie, perpetrated by the slothful and faint of heart. Oh my god, we're definitely gonna have to do some sort of like religious beneath my feet ceremony here. Goods. No, Abelard, that's too... We'll find another way up. Bodies. Climbing. Skill checks. Stop thinking evil thoughts? Never. I'm a heretic. Evil thoughts are what we do best. Oh, this reminds me. We also have a ton of stuff in our cargo bay.
Powers unseen.
And
an ill omen.
We could probably boost things. Cabela has succeeded on an awareness tech. On what? Up here? Man, there's a lot of like random stuff around. Chapter 3. The sacrament has been performed. I felt the cage open its gate. I felt him that holdeth the key open the lock of my body. At first I found it hard to breathe, as if though the inside of my body was lined with vice that was not my own. In my mind's confusion, I cannot tell what moon life it is or what chapter of this book I am writing, but the greatest one is all-knowing, and every turn of fate has been chosen by him in advance. This is Tzeentch. If new fate tries to resist me, I shall bring it to heel. This is Tzeentch. There's Tzeentch corruption on this world for sure.
Intriguing.
Most of those are over 100%, so wasting a bit of cargo. Yeah, you guys mentioned that the other day. Rearrange them if I want to max things. Yeah. I got to take a look at that. Maybe we'll do that on our break. As we approach, the nobles bow gracefully. Their sewn-on faces are wrapped tightly around their skulls, and their eyes gleam with earnest subservience. Everyone has this thing? Oh, celestial lord, grace us with your regard. When my brother and I heard of your arrival, we sought to surprise you with an exceptional gift. The ancient scrolls tell of a wonder. A clockwork sage by the name of Kajakor knows the answers to all questions and can make other machines do its bidding and predict the future. Oh man, Pascal's gonna love this. My brother and I have borne many a hardship, but we managed to acquire this magic contraption for our cherished gift. The box in front of you, presumably the Kajakor they speak of, exudes a strong odor of ritual oils made of thin planks that covers so many purity seals that it seems to be held together by them alone. A stack of flimsy rough papers lie atop it, and there's a mica panel with a malachite button attached to the front. A thin slit is visible among the buttons. Abelard sighs heavily. Sometimes when information reaches the more backwards worlds, it undergoes strange metamorphosis in the minds of unfortunate and regrettably parochial lay people. Have mercy, Lord Captain. They probably have been trying to please you. After a chrono turn of heavy silence, Pascal finally intones, I am registering an act of imitation of sanctity. This cultural phenomenon is typical of underdeveloped tribes. I also anticipate the discovery of cave pictograms dedicated to the divine arrival of more advanced units. Listen to the sounds coming from the box. There's barely audible breathing coming from the box. Whoever is inside wants very much not to be noticed. Gladio stalks towards the box and bares his fang. Really? Then again, what else could you expect from this ignorant world? There's something I wish to ask this Kajakor. If I may advise the Celestial Lord, in order to receive an answer, one should take a piece of paper and slide it into the hole, then touch this stone and ask the question loudly and clearly. Kajakor, what is the punishment for liars and frauds? The box holds a paper for a long time. When the sheet finally emerges from the slot, it is visibly shaking. You see the words, immolation. Please don't. Oh, man. Has the Emperor ever showed up in a Warhammer game? Not that I can think of. I don't know, maybe in Dawn of War? You know, unless it's during the Horus Heresy, though, he's a corpse, right? So Solomon folds his arms and leans towards the slot, his voice ringing with steel. Machines cannot feel fear, Kajakor. They can only meekly accept their fate. He catches your gaze and shrugs. I couldn't help myself. Kajakor, answer only yes or no. Is your next answer going to be no? The miraculous device reluctantly accepts the offered paper and makes a vague moan-like sound. After a languid moment of waiting, you are presented with a sheet that reads which likely means error. What is the distance between Earth and sky? Lots. What does the future have in store for me? Glory everlasting. Oh, man. Do we just kill this guy? I mean, technically the punishment is immolation. I love the idea of having a guy trapped in a box on my ship. Because, like, you know, I'm not going to feed him. Unseal the box and let the poor soul out at once. No, that's not us. That's not us at all. He would be funny to keep around, right? I'd be honored to display this in my chambers. Our hearts flutter at the opportunity to please the Celestial Lord. May the sagacious machine assist you in your endeavors. Yes. Excellent. We're going to talk to this horse a lot. We're going to talk to that guy at that box a lot. I am going to examine these horses.
Failure stings.
How bad did we fail that? Ah, 8%. An animal tech? Doggy. Good doggy. You stole me a box of loot. A one-handed power hammer. Area attacks with this maul create a smoke cloud. All creatures that enter must pass a toughness test with a -20 penalty. On a failed test, the target becomes blinded, slowed, and disturbed. Dude, this slaps. Does it also have parry? I think I kind of have to give that to you. Oh, I discovered we had these better shields that give +1 deflection, so I replaced his shield with one of these reflective shields. We'll give him this power mace as well. It does kind of feel like it's made for him.
Embrace true power.
His dog is the one who found it. Ballistic skill check. Failed. Dented metal cylinders are scattered in front of the blacksmith. The objects look familiar, but the poor craftsmanship makes it difficult to tell what they were intended to be. All right, and then we can come down here. Examine the body. The man was of high social standing. Someone has carefully and skillfully peeled the skin off his face.
I tread a path unexplored.
Experience. Nothing matters more.
Abelard, thank you. Cyber Raven, 15 willpower. Enemies affected by a relayed psychic power must pass an agility test or become slowed. If already slowed, they must pass a test or become immobilized. Targets immune to immobilization suffer warp damage equal to 5% of max wounds. Yeah, we'll definitely equip this. Seems like a good buff. Who's there? Is that the Celestial Lord? You shouldn't have come here. Oh, and we discovered this box of goods down here too.
The world trembles
All right.
beneath my feet.
Nothing's impossible for this old officer.
30% athletics to open this gate.
Learn.
Oh man, Abelard, you really are a G. It looks like all of my companions have gotten stuck. Animal companion stuck when climbing down. Oh. Well, now they move after I submit the bug.
The opportunity.
I'm trying to be helpful. Oh. Loot. We just got that loot. I'm so easily distracted. Even more deflection for unstoppable Abelard, me likey. Oh yeah, I guess I also have that shield for Abelard too, right? Oh no, you already have this dope shield. 1 deflection, 10% parry, and reduced damage. Yeah, you're gonna keep that super shield.
Intriguing.
Bug fix this to some. Bug fix report. The bug fix report is always a very good thing in this. It actually like takes screenshots of like what you're. There's like a hotkey, so you can even like mouse over something, and it'll autofill all the bug field stuff. Fix the lifter. Do you kind of feel like we should have had more skilled people coming with us here?
Uncover my path.
Climb, climb, climb. Ooh. Cool. What is this material? Take whatever you please. Everything is free on this festive day. Tiny lice are hopping around the gilded plate. The lady squashes the insects with a small golden hammer, only for more of them to drop from her coiffed hair and into her food. You notice a veritable mountain of leftovers under the table. The guests have been tossing scraps onto the floor without thought. This is definitely the execution device, and it looks sick.
I tread a path.
It looks so Warhammer. Ooh. Something not right about number 4. It doesn't know commands. It does whatever it wants. So they locked it up to keep it out of trouble. Cyber Lazarax? Do you think I can get one of these as a pet? Cyber Mastiff upgrade. Deals 150% more damage. Whenever its protected ally dodges or parries, the Cyber Mastiff gains temporary wounds and deals 6% more damage. Protect can be used multiple times per turn. $10% strength to switch out for 50% more damage. I think that yellow is just like the next tier of quality here. So I'm fine to take that. 150% more damage seems like the way to go. All right, Lore Xenos.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
Salivating profusely, the Lazaraxes watch the food disappear into people's throats. Judging by their protruding ribs, the beasts have not been fed for some time. There's something different about this Lazarax. It looks gaunt and weak, almost miserable. When you approach, the beast stares at you with glazed eyes. On the door, you notice a scroll sign. Animal number 4, don't feed. The same number is burned onto their skin. Examine it. Tech use 100. Quick inspection is enough to determine the cause of the problem. Some of his augmetics are clearly not working. The muscles near the energy conduits are twitching as if the machine spirits in their fury were torturing the beasts. Unobtainium. This place is weird and we have to feed it. I've seen Glavido convulse like this when his augmetics were malfunctioning. I doubt the local halfwits have the first clue about maintaining implants. They should have stuck of shovels and left the beast alone. Attempt to repair its augmetics. You try to reach your hand inside, but the cage's bars force you to withdraw. Unlock the cage. You are unfamiliar with the operation of the mechanical lock, but that does not stop you from disabling it. The cage door opens with a creak. Now attempt to repair. You find the issue and fix it with ease. One of the circuits was broken, possibly damaged in a fight with other beasts. When you're done with the repairs, you're hit with a realization there is now nothing standing between you and this huge predator. With a flash of its visors, the beast begins to slowly turn towards the exit. For a brief moment, you find yourself only a meter away from the monstrosity whose jaws could snap a person in two. It hisses in your face. Suddenly, you see something moving out of the corner of your eye. A whirl of skirts, a frail figure. With a small shriek, Mave throws herself between you and the snarling beast. Off with you! Get away from my lord! Oh, dinner time, little monster! Here comes the fresh meat. Dinner time, little monster. Mave shuts her eyes tightly and clenches her whitening fingers around her dress. With a sonorous roar, the Lazarax swiftly lunges forward, past her, and towards freedom. No. Tried to get rid of our spy.
Perfection.
Dude, our athletics checks are doing pretty bad. Chronicle of Faith's page 7,875, chapter 406. Well, we jumped a few chapters. I am impure, my body is impure. Vital fluids not my own are stirring within me as though wood-boring beetles were digging their filthy tunnels through my frame. I must destroy this vice, I must squeeze it out. It is customary to replace an old vessel, and yet I have replaced my rotten cages with chambers of gold. Yet I still feel filthy, for its contents are spoiled and not merely the shell. What can be done to achieve redemption? My face is burning, a borrowed face, a weak face. I must take off the fetters of my skin and cleanse its inner side of vice. Take it away, O Emperor. Take it away and give me a new cage. think these people might be crazy. Judging by the deep scratches, there used to be a makeshift bridge here. If you can put something in its place, you can try to cross the next roof. Rusted sheet of iron can easily reach, but it's unlikely to hold a person's weight. There's no doubt that this piece of iron is sturdy enough, but it is woefully short for a bridge. Despite the gaps, this metal lattice looks sturdy and long enough.
I shall not
Hey.
be deterred.
What's that?
Athletics test failed. Awareness test succeeded.
Embrace true power.
Just as he ordained. Mocking me.
Assault armor. Whenever the wearer starts their turn with no enemies in a 3-cell radius, they gain 4 MP and do not provoke attacks of opportunity. 10% armor if the wearer starts their turn with at least 1 enemy within a 3-cell radius. Oh man, hold on. We just got injured a bunch.
Rust bucket.
We can fix that.
Thank you.
Rogue trader.
Look no further.
We got cheap medikits. We got lots of cheap medikits.
This wound will make a fine scar.
Abelard got
Stitching me up.
2 stacks of
Thanks.
fatigue. That's too many stacks of fatigue. Fluid's not your own. Are you Slanesh confirmed?
Triumphant as always.
No comment?
The world trembles beneath my feet.
Look around. I love these little... There's often these little cutscenes that you can do just to get like a visual look of the area and really like see the set design. And I love it, man. It's a bit of like an honor to the level editors. This guy is sculpting something fancy. The sculptor's mechanical hands crawl over the rough stone, the many-jointed metal fingers remaining in constant motion. Even now, you recognize your own features in the unfinished piece. Someone commissioned a statue of you for the moment you set foot on the planet. The old man turns his wrinkled face to you, and you see crystals where his eyes should be. Is my celestial lord here to gaze upon his destiny? My creation is not yet complete. What can you tell me about this material? This is Thassertium, a fascinating stone born from the bowels of this planet. Like any other kind, it bends and melts between the sculptor's tools, but for the sculpture to come to life in earnest, they must put their very soul in it. One of his hands emerges from behind the statue and gently touches his head, seemingly of its own volition. The soul, however, obtains calluses the more the sculptor works, and mine has long since been covered in scabs. Lord Captain, all that about the soul, that wasn't a metaphor, you know. This one channels his mind through the stone and then sees what comes of it. You should be careful around this sorcerer. I don't like how my whispers have taken a fancy to him. Okay, so that's clear then. So the necklace that Mave has around her neck, you can see through it. The sculptor of that necklace can see through it, at least. I don't understand. Are you a psyker? The Lord Governor calls me a foreteller and creators. Others say a wicked sorcerer, but there's more cause for concern. My abilities are sanctioned, and I am pure before the Emperor's celestial eyes. He gestures at the tubes on the back of his head as if to prove the worth. Who are you? A humble creator, the Governor's first sculptor, Tavrisk, who has the honor of shaping the destinies of others, but not his own. Where are your implants from? Lord Ruwaldo had my limbs replaced before he took me from my home planet. It was so long ago, I forgot what it's like to touch. His mechanical arms are pierced by sticky tubes, and the elbow joints have all but worn down. It must have been a decade since these implants were last serviced. Such neglect often poses a serious threat to a person's life, and yet the old man's skin looks relatively healthy in the spots where flesh and metal meet. This man appears to belong to a rare variety of psykers, biomancers, capable of recovering from otherwise deadly wounds. Adira passing that test for me. Did you capture the governor's destiny in sculpture too? I have made thousands of statues for Rualdo, but Thassera's stone flesh can never seem to sate his great ambitions. What has my destiny got to do with this sculpture? When I sculpt, I see people's destinies in the forms I create. The visions that come to me shape not only the stone, but the person's fate as well. Your image was indistinct when it appeared before me, and my work is not yet done. What do you wish to behold? Adira clutches her head and wheezes. Be wary when toying with destiny. What gives a boon now will come back to collect later. So may the opposite be true. To harvest sweet fruits in the future, one must first drink one's fill of bitter things. Good trade-off. So I can either have an easy time now and a bad time later, or a bad time now and an easy time later. Or I could just say, like, this is ludicrous. I feel like bad time now is the way to go, right? Sykes and Sanker, too bad we're Black Templars. Suffer not the Psyker? Man, honestly, I kind of debate just becoming a Psyker myself. Let's go for the glorious deeds of the future. The sculptor's hands scuttle over the stone. Your destiny will soon be complete. I have delivered it to the starfaring vessel. Your very life's path has been carved into stone. Images of the future deeds are distracting you from the here and now, but someday those fantasies will become a reality. Reduces the character's fellowship until the end of the mission on Thassera. Woof. Minus 20. Fellowship is my main stat. Piper, drummer, fiddler, organ grinder, lyre playing. That's not a lyre, that's a hurdy-gurdy. Catch him. You gotta appreciate the little things. The servitor playing the drum with his massive servo claw. This kind of gets heavy metal.
Let's seize the opportunity.
Tables are overflowing with rare and peculiar food, enough of it to easily feed dozens of hungry mouths. But the servants are unlikely to get even a morsel of this feast. Dude, I love that Pascal is like, I'm just going to break open everything. Whenever this wearer blocks an attack, all adjacent creatures must pass a toughness test or suffer perplexed. Fix the lifter. Thank you. We've picked up 2 sets of medium armor right now. +5 armor if the wearer has no cover, 10% parry. So we picked up assault armor and armor of iron will, 30%, 30%. This one gives you movement points or 10% extra armor. This one gives you 10% armor against all ranged attacks. And whenever you block, adjacent creatures must pass a toughness resistance test. Armor of iron will and assault armor. And you had War World flak chestplate. Dude, I gotta be honest, that flak chestplate is better for him. The 10% parry is really good because that's what triggers his counterattack. And it's 40% armor because he never has cover. You have reactivator armor. This wearer's reactivate range is increased by 2. When using reactivate, the wearer gains temporary wounds plus an additional 9% armor. Damn, dude, all that's really good as well. I'm wearing heavy duty pirate chainmail that gives me 50% armor. But man, but nothing. I'm gonna keep the pirate chainmail on me. You have special dodge armor. You have probably some sort of weird psyker armor. Dodge against melee attacks and 10% parry. Yeah, that's still probably the best choice for you. 80% dodge. You know, you could probably be wearing heavy armor. Or medium armor, I guess. %60 dodge, 80% dodge. Also changes her parry skill. Oh, right, because she's got... Yeah. Yeah, the idea was kind of like, because she's got the staff, she could always parry. Thought you were going heresy, but you're only at 67. I take it this is for RP purposes? Oh, man, we're totally going heresy. We're just not very far in the game yet. We've taken, like, every heretical option we've come across, so... 10% parry might be useless on Abelard. 95%. Ah, you're right. He is getting 95 no matter what. Okay, so then maybe the armor against range attacks and add this perplexed stack. Ballistic skill, weapon skill, intelligence, and perception. Reduces dodge chance. %10 armor if the wearer starts the turn with at least enemy within 3 cells. Or he gets to move super fast. Maybe that's actually the best choice for him. Because this means if no one's around him, he can get into combat really fast. And if he is in combat, he gets that 40% that this has anyway. I feel like we could go either which way on that. $25.80 versus, sorry, $25.80. $35.60. I think I'd rather the 80% dodge. Still has other armor without cover. 10% armor is more armor, right? Well, this also has 35% armor versus 30, so it ends up being like 10 armor. Basically, it ends up being 40% armor no matter what. Or he gets a movement buff, so this works well for him, I think. The only situation is like if he gets shot on like the first turn before he gets near somebody, then he'll have slightly less armor. But he'll also get that nice boost. So it's not escape your notice that a few leftovers from the plates disappear into the servants' filthy aprons. Uh-oh. Ah, the execution. Is this the Imperial X stuff? Yes. Yeah. This is like the second quest in the Imperial X. DLC. We just landed on a planet. In search of our tithe. You see a man with a cruel grimace on his face and hands disfigured from burn marks. Behind him stands a ghastly-looking iron mechanism bearing the likeness of a saint. Flames lick at the smoldering eye sockets and mouth, which are fixed in a silent scream. The man, clearly the executioner, bows his head. The very messengers of the sky have decided to come to decide our fate. We are honored, your celestial highness. What's that structure? It's the punishment is the personification of the great Phasmorpheus the Martyred, who accompanied the legendary feat of slaying 300 heretics. As is glorious tradition, all mutants who affront the Emperor's gaze and stain the face of Thassera must enter the saint's iron embrace. Whenever justice is served, hundreds flock to the Phasmorpheus, eager to witness the magnificent spectacle. You just confess that your semblance of justice serves not as a demonstration of lawful authority and deterrence to your subjects, but as entertainment. Who's inside the statue right now? Another heretic who violated the holy laws of Thassera, and his body is already turning to ash. Such will be the fate of his name as well, to be scattered in the winds, that it may never again defile the lips of any who live upon our sacred world. Never again defile the lips. She looks ready to faint, seems most terrified and nauseated by the sacred rite. I missed such a glorious display. Do you have anyone else left to burn, perchance? That was but one of the first bodies set to stoke the Phasmorpheus. It's going to get a lot busier now. As if to confirm the man's words, the fire-breathing saint expels a puff of acrid smoke. While our hero is being reduced to ashes, let us meet the next participant in our performance. Damn, we love burning people alive. I saw a meme about incomprehensible Newfoundland accents, and it's uncanny how similar it is to the Irish farmer. Yeah. A lot of Northern Ireland, actually, it turns out, shares the same dialect as Newfoundland. Like, there are words that we thought specifically were unique to Newfoundland that in recent years, thanks to things like Instagram, we've discovered also exist in very small communities in Northern Ireland. 200 or so people resembling... Two people or something resembling people are pushed onto the stage. They are mutants, hideous parodies of humanity forever tainted by the imperfections of flesh. One is dressed in stained yet expensive clothes. The other wears a tattered uniform of the local guards. Oh yeah, look at their weird arms. Your celestial highness, behold, two loathsome heretics who blemish the very face of Thassera with their existence. He chuckles, but his sneer is completely devoid of mirth. The degree of their guilt may vary, but they both deserve to enter the blazing bowels of the Phasmorpheus for the worst of their transgressions, distorting the sacred face of humanity. Since fate has graced us with such lofty visitors, I eagerly cede the right to punish these miscreants to you, your celestial highness. What exactly are these heretics guilty of? Is the mere existence of awful not enough? However, if your celestial highness wishes to explore the depths of their depravity, you may become today's judge. The sentenced stand before us. Tell us when you are done with the questioning and prepare to deliver the verdict. Bluff says, what an unexpected twist. Who better to judge the filth of Thassera than a stranger who just fell on our heads? What was the opulently dressed mutant's crime? A rotten stain upon the noble families. He was hiding in his manor to conceal his deformities, but had trouble keeping his mouth shut, proliferating filth in tracts that he later sent out with his servants. He declared the choice of one's own fate to be slavery, cast aspersions on the very traditions of this world, was insolent, swore profanely, condemned those who had chosen a new destiny. Luckily, he has no heirs, and today his cursed bloodline shall be put to rest once and for all. The richly garbed mutant moans something. You notice stitches on his disfigured face. The zealous servants were evidently in a hurry to silence the condemned man and sewed his twisted mouth shut. What about the mutant in the guard uniform? A thief, a brigand, and a murderer. No way to list all the crimes lying upon this freak's conscience. His willingness to change his destiny against all odds merits this mutant at least had some honor. Despite his feeble-mindedness and simplicity, he had enough sense to obscure his countenance with hoods and helmets until he made his way from beggar to guard. It was not long before his excessive passion for fighting and stabbing gave him away. He utters a foul curse under his breath, then immediately gives you a frightened look and falls silent. The mere sight of the Celestial Lord seems to install a reverent awe in the Commandensians. You praise the lowborn mutant despite the vicious acts he have committed? They are both mutants and have thereby violated the law, yet when one finds a spark of nobility in an abject commoner, one cannot help but feel a grain of respect. This heretic may be of low birth, but he does not flout the values of Thassera the way the nobleman does, and thus honors her traditions and his will. Born into the rabble, he applied all his abilities and skills, defied the restraints placed upon him, and crushed those who stood in his path, all in order to forge a new destiny for himself. Freedom to change destiny, Solomon repeats slowly with an undertone of utter disbelief. Even you, a degenerate, should know that everyone has their place in the God Emperor's plan for birth, and that any attempt to change that is a violation of his will. What do you say, Mave? Which of these two deserves to die? I am too low of birth to take on the burden of being a judge. Should we just be rude about it? I need to play this game. I want to murder the heretic running the show. I mean, I'm kind of wondering if I could do that. I don't want to like just skip it with a yawn, even though that's like what the rude guy would do. The word of a distinguished guest is law. We are trembling with anticipation. Mave seems to have refined the very emotions that were overtaking her, and she casts a timid glance at you as she awaits the verdict. Here's the thing. I'm a heretic. So letting a bunch of mutants go free, especially ones that are like bucking the nobles, that actually makes more sense to me than burning them both alive. Like, I'd burn them both if I was dogmatic. Let them both go. A merciful decision, your celestial highness. Savor the gift of freedom bestowed on us by the holder of the key to all destinies and his messengers. Begone, you disgusting spawn. Mutants, violation of the law. Inquisitors, the planet Fenerus is full of mutants. Now I have an ally in the noble cast and in the guard. Oh, the clamor! I'll wager they heard the sound of the poor slaughterman's heart breaking all the way at the other end of Thassera. My favorite word, next. More muties. A pale, bony creature, barely able to move its legs, enters the stage. In place of a mask, it turns a horrific medley of features towards the world. This ugliness, however, is nothing like that of the previous convicts. The thin, squeamishly twisted mouth is fused to the cheekbones. Malicious eyes peer into the crowd from under hideous folds of skin. The face of this heretic appears to have melted and then congealed. What happened to his face? Thasserian fever. You need not worry. What's he guilty of? His crime is more grievous than any scaffold has ever seen. He was granted a new destiny but chose to defy it. He turned away the greatest gift that could be offered to the loyal sons and daughters of Thassera. The wretched man's gaze drifts over the crowd until a piercing eyes meets yours. His head twitches, his face contorts. Shut up before it gets in. He whispers in a sudden friendly, I won't give up. I won't give it up. I won't. Oh, we didn't come here for you to stay mum. Squeal now and squeal louder. The crowd takes up the fool's outburst and begins demanding more screams. Cabela whispers without taking her eyes off the condemned man. You are not the master of your own shadow. The shadow reigns over you. You are alone while they are many. But why? A windowless, doorless house. Adira is standing still, her eyes glassy. The master is gone and only beasts remain. Where is that blasted court fool? You glance at the crowd and suddenly see the fool prancing and dancing, flitting among the gawkers, clearly trying not to be spouted by you. Shoot him for his insolence. Whoever brings me the fool will receive the honor of kissing the Celestial Lord's signet. Obviously, I want to keep this fool alive. He seems chaotic. Shoot him? Now, you guys all seem to want me to shoot him. I'd go with a noble option. Which one of these is a noble option? Oh, I guess The Lord's signet. It's often funny how dogmatic and heretic answers should be the same, right? Or have the crowd bring him. I want the crowd to bring him, because also I feel like if I shoot him, I'm going to miss. And just shoot the crowd. But the crowd probably could catch him. Oh, no, he disappeared. A gleeful gloating rises above the crowd. Several pairs of hands grasp at the fool with the intention of dragging him to the scaffold, but he proves to be too slippery. Having broken free of their grip, the fool rushes in with several onlookers in pursuit. All right, enough deaths. Let this guy go. As Sadua opens his mouth to say something, the convict takes a step on his clumsy, spindly legs, and then another. The face is pretty strong and shining. Give it here. Give it to me now instead of the one I bear. Take mine. It is not mine. Take it. Take it. Yes, rip off your face and give it to me. Oh, yeah. Warp. Warp whispers. The madman raises his crooked fingers to his face and sinks his nails into its sagging flesh. Shrieking with what sounds like relief, he tears off a piece of his cheek, then another, then one more. Falling to his knees, he frantically scratches his own eyes out, smearing blood and ichor across his face before collapsing dead on the platform. A sudden rumble draws your attention. Like a rockfall tumbling down a slope, the thudding of feet and mad screams overwhelm you. After a moment, you see the source of commotion. A throng of mutants is charging at me. Homies, I just helped you out. Close your eyes, children.
Your existence is naught but
Bruh.
ashes. Give me strength.
I just saved you all from being executed. You're gonna do me dirty like that? Don't do me like that. All right. I'm gonna go. Does this count as cover? I mean, they're right there. I feel like it probably does not count as cover. Why can't I stand there on that one tile? Strange. Chaos works in mysterious ways, right? Kill them all with the bird. That is much the plan. All those knights are going to move up, so I'm going to put a kill line there. Nah, these guys have like no HP.
The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
We're going to give us a bunch of dodge.
The old Messiah knows all.
I think I'll buff that line as well. Little machine communion. Hell, dudes, let's gas them. I never use my grenades. Well, I guess I don't really have a good grenade shot. I have to do the damage it was meant to. Kibela. So question, if you go here Can you attack him? You actually can. So let's do that. Oh, no, you can't? Oh, I thought you could. Dude, I could have sworn that said I could, but maybe it's just glitching out. I can jump up there and attack a bunch of them with Cabela, which I think is probably what I'm going to have to do. Because I can't get past any of these guards otherwise. He says, not sure that that's actually true. All right, move up here. Death from above, right there.
Footprints of scarlet. The
Spin to win.
shadows will see it done.
I don't know what sword she's using. Silent verdict. Okay, that's good. We can do a brutal strike and hit both of them. And then
As honor ordains.
probably teleport back afterwards. I guess hit him with the Death Whisper. And then acrobatic artistry. Flip. Run back to the boss. And you're good. Oh, these guys are just going to shield. Damn. This is not the mission for a guy who does not have ranged weapons. Thassera buboes. Bloating with Thassera, the creature's body is about to burst. It runs to the target and blows up, dealing warp damage to all non-mutants. Oh, buckaroo. Interesting.
I will triumph. I need no guidance.
Very interesting. Who can do anything? Solomorn could.
Triumph.
You got this shotgun, right? Oh yeah, big hits
The
here.
order is clear. Traitor judges.
I thought that would have given you a bonus attack, but they gain +1 attack until the start of their next turn. Oh, but it doesn't make the attack free. I understand. All right, well, still a good shot. Bird, it's time for you to do bird things. This is a good spot for you to relocate, Bird.
What was the command again?
Bird, bird,
Oh,
bird.
right. No can do.
Oh, she got... So here's the thing. If I give someone a bonus move, while Legion is nearby, Legion also gives somebody else a bonus move. So I could blind all of these guys. Though I don't think that's going to do much. Why don't we do a purification discharge? Nice. Absolutely torch 2 of them instead. And then Big Daddy Turg, you're actually going to turn on the Medicaid signal because this is automatic every single turn. This guy will now heal everybody. Which is kind of low-key crazy. And then we'll use our melt-a-gun. Our little melt-a-pistol. Don't think Abelard can solo this one? Well, looks like most of them are just going to blow themselves up, so he might be fine.
This is inescapable.
There's a nice shotgun. That guy's prone. That guy's knocked back.
Rejected.
Again, you're meant to get a bonus free attack when you use that, so... I can't actually apprehend anybody right now, which is a little frustrating.
Accepted.
Let's run and gun. That attack did feel like it was free.
I'll take it as a priority. One of us would be enough.
I'm gonna run protect on Abelard right now. Just because I'm honestly not sure what else to do with him.
The order is clear.
And then we'll just drop the shield. Now, you're back, ready to do another round.
Let's see what you can
So
do.
I'm gonna send that bird all the way into the back towards these other feeble mutants. We're gonna hit it with the evil eye.
Tactics have failed you.
Nuking most of them right away. I blew up my own bird because it was right next to the guy who was dangerous.
Go on, Rust Bucket. Show
So
them
let's
what
just
we
use my
got.
heroic ability to bring it back to life. And now I can also channel psychic abilities through it. I'm meant to be able to channel psychic abilities through it. Until the end of combat, the Overseer can relay attacking psychic powers through their Cyber Raven. Warp relay. Whenever the Overseer uses non-attacking single target psychic powers on their Cyber Raven, they are applied to all relevant targets. Is the problem that I can't see it? That might actually be the case here. If I hit it with chain lightning, I don't know if it will just chain lightning my own bird. So let's go with a psychic scream. Ooh, that's nasty. And then we can do another purification discharge.
It's my turn, and I'm gonna control it.
Dude,
myself.
Adira's insane right now. I can then also blind them?
But of course,
Why do I just have unlimited
we'll do.
psychic abilities? Like, I just cast how many psychic attacks in one round? That's insane. Absolutely nuts. All right, Big Daddy A, it does look like you can get in here.
Aesthetically sound of root.
Oh, and the puppy dog follows me. Oh, that rules.
Indeed.
Big fan of that. Trembling mutant. I'm pretty sure if I attack this guy, right? Like, because the dog is protecting me? Whenever the enemy hits this character, the protecting cybermassive makes a free attack. Ah, okay, so we actually have to be hit.
I will do my duty.
Try to kill him.
It will be done.
Dude, honestly, we might keep the knights alive at this rate. The dog should also attack there. Okay, it didn't. This would be pretty sick if we managed to keep all of these guys alive.
Be gone.
That dude explodes from the afterburn. Uh-oh. Because all of my psychic abilities also do a ton of bonus damage on like the next round. Toxic spittle. Okay. Protect doesn't seem good if it doesn't proc on parry. Yeah. Well, he actually blocked, so I don't know if it protects. I don't know if it does work on parry. I mean, what am I gonna not take that AoE? I can't remember what all of our attack lines are right now. Let's move the front line there. Turned into a kill zone. Could banish him, but it's not really going to do much.
The scriptural prognosis is
Killing brings
It's okay.
me pleasure.
Cabela, on the other hand, is very well suited to be in here. The only real issue is that she might accidentally just like slaughter this guy at the same time. I low-key kind of think that's a thing I'm willing to test.
As honor ordains.
Well, little blade dance. She could brutal strike and hit the two of them. That's for 3. So why don't we rain blood?
The shadows will see it done.
Hit him. Fail to hit this other guy. Base lethality 172. She only has 1 jump attack right now. That dude parried me way too many times in a row.
As honor ordains.
And then we'll run back to daddy. Damn, dude, these mutants. They got a really high parry score. Feudal sword, 10% to parry. Weapon skill is increased by 25%. When this creature dies, its blisters pop. Unbearable itch. Okay. Big Daddy Turg, you are next. Honestly, I think we just give a free turn to Adira. She seems to have this figured out right now.
Damn! What was the command again? Oh, right.
Oh, you only have 2 points on this turn. All right,
Let's
purification
see what
discharge.
you can do.
That veil is getting up there pretty fast. Pascal gets a bonus charge. So we can take another plasma shot there. Abelard we can give reckless attack to. And then... Can't reach any of these mutants, can I? Oh, I'm gonna have to move forward. Approach these vile beggars.
I need no guidance.
Damn, dude.
Ruin beckons.
That's what I should have done. I should have given voice command to one of these knights and let them attack. I didn't even think about that. Oh, this homie can get up here and just shotgun like crazy.
Moving into position.
You're gonna do that.
Executed.
Can you move again? No. But you could just blat that guy.
Take long.
All of these knights have lived. You gotta like that. I can't see most people. I guess I can see this mutant.
We're undertaking this task.
Doggy.
The order is clear.
And then I guess I have a run and gun. I doubt I can actually get into decent range with it. I absolutely can't. So that's going to be his turn. So this only lasts until the end of combat. Until the end of combat, this works.
What a miss!
Psychic scream on multiple people all at the same time?
Damn. What was the command again? All right.
There's the evil eye. Honestly, I'm gonna give you a purification discharge. We didn't lose a single ally. The Emperor Protects started the new DLC yesterday. Feels pretty fresh. Love to hear it. Love it, dude. It's been very fun. The Emperor's not protecting us very much, but that's okay. we're a different kind of. We're definitely not playing the kindest kind of guy. Your Celestial Highness, apologies for my late arrival. I wasted a great deal of time in idle squabbles with that oaf of a treasurer as he was looking for a shipment chronicle. I only heard about the attack after it had already began, and the elevator might as well have been not moving at all. It was so slow. The treasurer, the elevator. Who are you going to blame next, Governor? Are you this ruler of this world or a casual onlooker? You'll take measures immediately and restore order, or I will conclude that you are sabotaging the visit, either by intent or simply due to your own ineptness. I never thought. The culprits, of course. The culprits will face execution post-haste, my lord. An oppressive silence hangs over the previously bustling plaza. The people are taking in the carnage, clearly avoiding looking at you, but still catching your every word. You notice Mave standing nearby, gazing around with horror in his eyes. Find those responsible and bring them to me. The condemned mutants broke loose and attacked the townsfolk. It's been a long, long time since anything like that happened, Your Celestial Highness. They must have sniffed out that today is a special day. The commander was responsible for guarding them, and he got careless. Commander Lucra says, I am Lucra, commander of the fortress. I can attest that the ungodly mutants were restrained properly. It's the Phasmophorius. The smoke whipped the brutes into a fury. So it's either the commander or the executioner. Strike the governor. If it were not for the tithe, you would be the one facing execution. The governor staggers back from the blow, barely managing to stay on his feet. A trickle of blood runs down his lip and he spits out a few rotten teeth. Thank you, your celestial highness. I'll never forget the lesson taught to me by the emperor's own anointed. What are the funnest ways to play this game RPG like, other than a heretical noble? I think playing like Iconoclast is very fun. I had an Iconoclast. She was a void-born pirate captain who became the rogue trader. And so all I focused on was like making money and doing... It basically gives you like the license to do whatever you want, which is a very fun way to play. Because you kind of can choose to do a little heretical. You can choose to save people. You can kind of choose to do whatever feels right in the moment. All right, I'll make my decision. My celestial lord, I swear on my life that my knights and I did everything we could to keep you safe. They did, Commander Lucre. Who could have foreseen that the Phasmophorius, after gorging itself on miscreants, would start driving the mutants mad? The Phasmophorius does not taunt heretics. It fills them with terror. To shift the blame for your own failure onto a sacred weapon of justice is a heinous crime. Ooh, I could kill both of them. Or I could get them to beg at my feet to show mercy. Throw them both in the Phasmophorius. What are the new things available besides pets and classes? Can't wait to get a Servoscorm skull. There is, Solomorn. There's like a 15-hour new storyline with Solomorn, which we're doing right now. This is part of it. There is Solomorn himself, who is romanceable. So there's also some romance with him, if you want it. There is a new base class in Arbides, and then the new advanced class in Overseer, which is the pet class. Arbides is all about shield and shotguns. Played this game 3 times. Each time have a blast as a dogmatic character. I've yet to do a proper dogmatic run. And I feel like it would fit really well for this. I really want to do like a Pyromancer Blade Master. Turn and then go Executioner for the second buff. And just make it all about doing like poison damage, fire damage, stacking dots. I do feel like having them beg for mercy is the way to go here. Tadua looks at the commander grimly and falls to his knees. I swear on everything that's holy, on the blood of martyrs in his name, it was never in my thoughts to cause you grief. Have mercy. Truly our shame will not be washed away until the end of time. We beg for the Celestial Lord's forgiveness, that it might serve our lifelong righteous penance. You are our savior today, your Celestial Highness, and in gratitude, please accept this personalized sword from my treasury. Fatebringer once decided the outcome of one of our feuds. It killed a rebel leader, and peace has reigned on the planet ever since. A two-handed primitive sword. Ignores armor. 100% armor's pen? Buddy. We've been using this power sword for the 40% armor pen, but that's wild. Solomon make note of this attempted bribery. That's all. Some antiquated sword. I expected subsequent gifts to be better. I'm going to take that, obviously. Look at Mave. After putting herself in order, Mave catches your eye and looks away shyly. Her lips bear a poorly concealed smile of relief. It appears your celebration is over. Honestly, I was kind of hoping that after they begged for forgiveness, I'd be able to throw them in anyway. Not in the least. I will let some beasts ruin everything we've worked so hard to prepare. I suggest we distance ourselves from this place and return to our corner of revelry and peace. By your leave, I will be waiting for you at the head table. Oh God, Emperor, give me strength. Swallowing noisily, the governor hurriedly departs the scene of slaughter. It amazes me that this idiot just underpaid the tithe and did not somehow lose his whole planet as well. Fine, a feast it is. I'm sick of the stench of burned meat. Let's try a change of scenery. My celestial lord, it is only a few steps away. The noble lords are already lifting their glasses in their savior's honor, awaiting your arrival. Shall we proceed? I need a Cyber Eagle. You chose wisely. If you're playing a sniper, the Cyber Eagle is definitely the way to go. Yo, Lionheart. What's up, dudes? Come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see all your beautiful faces. Optimus Primus. Welcome, welcome. We're rocking a little Rogue Trader today, folks. Checking out the new Lex Imperialis DLC. We just stopped a mutant uprising on a fancy planet and actually got a ton of level ups out of it, as well as a new sword. So, yeah, okay, it does a little bit less damage than the Death Cult Power Blade. This is our two-handed power sword. Oh, it also reduces parry and gives us critical hit chance, but yeah, I can't take this. I can't not take this sword with 100% armor pen. If she fights something like a Space Marine or any of the combat servitors, that's going to be so useful. And then we have the Silent Verdict for anybody else who's just like rabble. So she's got like a rabble killer and now a boss killer as well. Love it. Having a great stream, Raiden and Dash, and take it easy, my dude. Thank you so much. Raiders, if you don't know me, my name's AgentNumberOne. I play a lot of strategy games, a lot of variety games, a lot of similar stuff to Lionheart. And, you know, like him, I also run a YouTube channel with lots of videos on it of all of our Let's Plays and everything else. We've been very much enjoying Rogue Trader. I am playing as Biggius Tug, a noble heretic who is all about commanding people around with a big swarm of servo skulls. The new skull mask on Kilabella, can't recall it. That's the one she starts with. She just has her like opening helmet right now. We get new abilities for our servo skulls here. So I picked up Medicae Signal, which heals us every turn. You can only use one signal at a time. For one round, the servo swarm gains 10 fellowship and intelligence, and the effects triggered by its abilities affect targets for one additional round. So I think this means that like even if I die, the Medicae signal keeps going. Depending on the familiar's number of wounds, the overseer of the familiar gains a special benefit. If I have less than 50% wounds, the next 3 hits against the familiar have their damage reduced. 50% or more wounds, the overseer deals more damage with their next attack. We don't really attack. We can dash to our familiar within 2+ fell bonus cells, move through allies and enemies, but not through obstacles. I think let's take advanced tracking for our second ability. The idea being that our servo skull is just like a stationary buff, right? Feel like Mave is evil? She might be. I mean, I feel like anyone wearing a necklace is evil, so take the girl as payment if there's an option. Already took a man in a box. Just fill up on boxes. We'll take bonuses to persuasion here. That's sort of our main thing. We're very persuasive. We're good at persuasion and commerce. Capella gets you're our demolitions expert right now. And also a new ability. Everybody gets their new ability, which is so useful. Assassin can move through enemies. Gains dodge and dodge reduction. Attacks deal 10% extra damage. Half cover provides them extra cover efficiency. I need her to have some more abilities because like Death Whisper doesn't do a lot of damage. It's a free strike, but makes an enemy suffer armor and deflection. Dash in a straight line. She doesn't need a dash. Not with her blade dancing. The assassin's next single target attack will have a minus 50% armor pen penalty with a maximum of 0 armor pen and 10 lethality. The target rotates 180 degrees. The enemy's dodge and parry against the assassin's attack is equal to 0. Maybe? The assassin attacks, granting 40% dodge to the target of this attack. If it hits, it deals an extra 20 damage rounded down. Scales off of lethality. This is what we want. Killing Edge is for sure what we want. And our big guy, Abelard, gains damage deflection against range attacks. Immune to push. Vanguard and all allies gain temp wounds. Vanguard and all allies gain damage, armor pen. If the Vanguard moves, the area moves with him. All allies in a 2-cell radius around the Vanguard at the moment when this ability is used gain following, which costs 0 AP. Character can move to any cell with it. Okay, cool. So this is actually not bad for Abelard. The idea being that like Cabela and Solomon could keep pace with him. Vanguard makes an ally. On a failed test, the Vanguard becomes priority target of everyone around them. Where they force an enemy in their melee range to immediately attack the Vanguard. All of the Vanguard's allies who are wielding melee weapons and adjacent to the enemy make an attack of opportunity. The enemy suffers fell bonus more damage from these attacks. You don't really do fellowship. Fellowship. These are all fellowship based. I could just make him good against this like ranged attack. Have the ability to, you know, if he's not in range, he doesn't get shot very badly. Ranged attacks has been like he's unkillable in melee combat, but ranged attacks can do a lot of damage. And that's like deflection equal to unyielding beacon, which goes up to 15. Damage deflection 15 is really crazy. You're wearing a necklace. Are you evil? I think so, Mac. Yeah. Advanced tracking seems made to switch between two signals and get both bonuses. Oh. Yeah, I could see that too. Yeah. Ignore armor with that sword if we use feint. On the assassin, no, it's only when we use that sword that we ignore armor. We have 100% armor pin. I think I'm just gonna take bulwark. And then you're all about carouse as your main skill. The level ups, dudes. Psychic powers relayed through the Cyber Raven are relayed twice. Yeah, you're taking that ability. Absolutely. You're also going to take probably warp knowledge here. Seems to be your thing. Oh, no. Your awareness is your big one. You're also my only warp knowledge, but you're also my best awareness. And we did step on a mine earlier, so... You finally get another stratagem. Chooses combat area for 1 round. All attacks inflict the overwhelm effect, suffering ballistic skill, rate of fire, weapon skill. Melee creatures have their movement reduced. Ranged creatures try to get behind cover. 1 round. Allies in this area gain 7 armor, cannot be overpinned, gain immunity to prone, and 2 deflection against area attacks. Also don't suffer injuries. This one just like speeds people to an area. Tactical bonuses are doubled. All allies in this area gain 13% cover efficiency and rolled all characteristic tests. Cover does not suffer any damage. If I'm taking cover behind my servo swarm, who is mobile cover, does this mean my servo swarm can't take damage? That's a good question. I like this one. All right. Quick save for that.
Embrace true power.
And then let's get some loot.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
Get me some booty. Dark maroon to Amasek is pouring out of the ridiculously gaudy fountain. An eager cupbearer hands you a goblet filled to the brim. Have a taste if you please. The vintage has been maturing ever since we laid the cornerstone of our citadel. We tapped it to celebrate you. Perhaps the fountain of Amasek is considered the height of luxury here on Thassera, but to you, one who has mastered the art of social libation, because I'm a noble, the amount of drink seems rather meager. Do you always have Amasek flowing from that fountain? By no means. Such frivolous excess would impede us in carrying out our burden. It is only on truly great days that the fountain pours forth this noble beverage. Even the sturdiest of servants could not work the pump for days on end. The pump? It requires the grueling labor of a dozen sturdy workers to create an upward movement to the liquid. It's a most useful contraption. Your enjoyments and our entertainment are impossible to watch in a sober state. May our spirits be stronger than any Amasek. Hand the cup to Solomorn. The duty of a valued guest is calling, Proctor. No, and not because I'm on a mission. There is nothing more than carousal on a backwards world. No matter how many court fools are singing your glories, there is neither honor nor pleasure in partaking of local liquid. Come on, just one cup. Once I am back on your flagship, I will raise a glass to the success of this mission. That is, I might raise a glass of water. Man, Solomorn sucks. He's such a dweeb. All right, let's hand the cup to Mave. Here's to your prospering forever and Thassera always serving you truly and faithfully. She takes a sip and coughs, but noticing your gaze, bravely downs the drink after all. Offer the drink to your retinue. An interesting bouquet, not particularly refined, but quite potable in my uninitiated opinion. Adira shrinks from the Amasek and hesitates for a short while before resolutely shaking her head. Pascal, request denied. I am registering a number of mind-altering substances in this preparation that act as cognitive suppressants. The layman or woman who conceived the idea of installing a poisonous fountain in a public place must have been under the influence of the poison themselves. Cabela says, it's an honor to accept a gift from you. She looks pensively at her own reflection in the cup and with a swift motion pours its contents into her ceremonial flask. Cool. I'll drink a second cup. Your mind's a little hazy and a drunken flush brightens your cheek. The Amasek may go down deceptively smooth, but its strength is making itself known. May you, unlike the rest, always be master of your fate. Drink straight from the fountain? Or drink a third cup? How do I have the highest carousal roll? That can't be correct. Oh, it's because Abelard got wounded. Drink straight from the fountain. You lean over the parapet with elegance, or what feels like it, and catch the Amasek in your mouth. The dumbstruck servant sends the cups crashing to the ground. Anyone else who wants a drink will have to wait or follow your brilliant example. And now I'm going to drink a third cup. The world around you begins to swim before your eyes, and the sight of the maroon liquid makes you a little nauseous. You probably should not drink anymore. Damn, we almost passed that. Reduces the weapon skill and ballistic skill in the next combat. One-time penalty that disappears. That's fine. I don't shoot weapons. All right, I'm drunk enough. Good boozing, everybody. That was a very funny animation glitch. A radiant shield. Whenever the wearer blocks an attack, the attacker must pass an agility test or become blinded. I feel like that's probably best for you. That shield gives you 1 deflection. Your shield's insanely good. Oh, cool. It has the name of the planet on it. Thassera. Yeah, we'll give it a shot. Why not? What am I gonna not take the new equipment? Feudal swords. Primitive swords. Hardened shields. 1 deflection and 8% parry. Parry. Definitely don't need these. Swords.
The world will bow.
I always like to kind of take like 1 of every item. Generally. None of these guys did anything good on them. What were they? A bunch of prisoners? All right, there's the feast. What's up here? Just a big elevator. Oh man, I missed a loot chest. Way down here. There's one thing I cannot abide. It's missing loot. Thankfully, we opened up this this gate, so we have a shortcut.
Do you see that?
Boom booms.
I do what I
I
must.
tread a path unexplored.
I see what others do.
Many boom booms. Thankfully, we've got really high chance of disarming these.
Am I? Just as I was taught.
An ebonite sword, two-handed sword with 30% armor pen. Targets hit with a maul suffer a number of static charge stacks equal to damage dealt by the attack. When a creature with those stacks is killed, all creatures adjacent to it suffer shock damage equal to the number of static shock charges. That's sick. We also got a Cyber Eagle upgrade. Now, we don't have a Cyber Eagle on anybody, but not yet, I should say.
Opportunity.
Would that be better than her Silent Verdict? It certainly does a lot more damage. 2 times agi bonus, 7. So 14% parry deduction. And 7 divided by 4. 7 divided by 2. So I guess like 4% to the wielder's critical hit chance for each attack they make. Dude, I think I'm going to give you that ebonite sword. You're getting stacked with new swords here. Auntie Brian, hello. How we doing, dude?
Intriguing.
All right. With that booty in hand, let's go meet with these nobles. Tables are overflowing with rare and peculiar food, enough of it to easily feed, oh yeah, all the servants. Not escape your notice that a few leftovers have made it to a thing. Yes, I thought we'd be like in a palace here. Today is a very nervous day, your celestial highness, and when I feel nervous I eat and drink and eat again. That's just the way I am. But Emperor, have mercy. The food today is to die for. Would you like to have some? The tables are buckling under the spread of steaming hot dishes, oozing with grease and exuding tantalizing spicy aromas. Quite the challenge for an uninitiated stomach, but you're a boss, and you've taken part in feasts way better than this. I recommend you try the fried Alcedont, whose horns were still gored my hunters just the other day. And here we've some 5-tailed shrimperiuses and stewed black eye sauce. These fellows need to be eaten quickly before they scurry off the plate. As for the side dishes, you simply must have a taste of the crispy blabbered shells seasoned with blue glut. The spice scorches your tongues, but follow it with some amass and it'll feel like the water of life itself. Oh, I'm gonna do all these things. Defeat the blabbered shells seasoned with blue gut. You pop a fried blabbered shell into your mouth. First one, then another, then another. The blue glut stings your tongue and throat, but biggest Turg von Valancius is made of sterner stuff than all these milksops. Eventually, you crush the last blabbered between your jaws before wiping a napkin over your chin and tossing it victoriously onto the table. You gained guts of iron. You managed to keep a stony face while downing an entire dish, a show of steel-hard composure. Increases int and willpower in the next combat. Incredible, but how? How did you accomplish it? My fellow revelers, let's raise a cup to the unbreakable strength of the God Emperor's emissary. Oh, I'm going to try all of these. Vanquish the 5-tailed shrimperiuses. Deftly wielding a set of forks and knives, you cut off the shrimperius' escape routes. At last, all 5 of its tails are pinned to the table with golden prongs, and the 6th fork delivers the final blow, allowing you to send the exquisite meal into your mouth. Agi and perception bonus increased for the next combat. Your reflexes are unparalleled. Only 3 people have managed to conquer the shrimperiuses tonight, and all of them are inferior to you in the sophistication and speed of their fork craft. Oh no, why is this gotten so hard? 10% chance to attack the ham? Never tell me the odds. You sink your teeth into the greasy ham and slowly chew the brackish fibrous meat with all your might. At the 7th bite, your jaw begins to ache and you're forced to give up. Your strength and toughness is reduced. The leg has gotten the best of you. That's fine. Moderation is wisdom, and wisdom is the attribute of true sovereigns. To your most imperial prudence, your celestial highness. I bet there's an achievement for eating everything. The only dish I want is the damn warp-damped thighs, and I want it served to me this instant. Your words cause him to immediately sober up. Everything is prepared, my lord. All records of deliveries and contributions. Allow me to officially announce the end of the imposter hunt so we can get down to business. Rogue trader, once you've had your fill of the governor, let me ask him a few questions. Let the orchestra be silent. Let the servitors keep playing. What's this hunt you mentioned? Be a darling and tell our guest about the amusements. I'm a little exhausted. The imposter hunt takes place every moon life. Shortly before the event, all servants are thoroughly cleansed of dirt and foulness, combed, dressed in expensive clothing and masks, and invited into the courtyard with the rest of the guests. The nobles hide their faces as well, and then they try to guess who the imposters are. Telling one from the other is quite a challenge. Well, this sounds like a great place to be assassinated. That's the very best part. I highly recommend you try it, your celestial highness. It makes for a very interesting change of pace, and on this occasion, a privilege of branding, if you will, falls entirely to you, our honored celestial guest. How does one find an imposter in the crowd? By the way they talk, the lack of restraints, the unfamiliar delicacies overwhelm them so much they lose control. Imposters are often scared of the responsibility that has fallen on their weak shoulders, and they try to stay close to the real nobles and imitate their banners. During the hunt, it's most worthwhile to pay attention to a separate group where conversation has already started. A frightened imposter will probably try to hide behind other people's backs. Suppose I found all of them. What happens next? This is a data brand of our most off-world treasures. We handle it with the greatest care, yet all of Thassera's jewels and miracles cannot compare to your resplendence. When you find an imposter, you need only mark them with this brand. This brand is property of the Idex Ventarius food factory. It was used to mark the meat of high-protein specimens of the planet's fauna. The inscription in Proto-Gothic translates to "Grox on corpse feed." I love the little things you get from taking people along with you. Did I hear that Riot and Hypixel's game Hypetail was finally canceled? I did, yeah. Fight on the side of the internet on who gets what's left, and the Vintage Story devs have poached some of their devs. I mean, good. At least devs are being poached and not just like getting buried into the layoff world that exists. I mean, I'm always sad to see a game go down, except when it was Hyenas. I was very happy when that went down. But, you know, as long as the devs get their work. At the end of the hunt, we hold a great feast. If you guess at least one of the imposters, you win a fine prize. If you guess all four, there will be a better reward. Oh man, am I gonna have to save scum this? Now remember, at one of the hunts, a servant played the role of Baron so well, all the lords unanimously granted him favor and let him keep the title and privileges of nobility. Such a thing rarely happens, but who knows what the evening will bring. Did you admit that there's a masquerading rabble among the nobles? Illiterate with no idea how to collect taxes? By the throne? That actually explains so much. Go ahead, Governor. Commence your charade. The sooner we start, the sooner we finish. Let the servitors keep playing. Orchestra! Music! Yeah, I want them rocking out the whole time. All right, Solomon, you may ask your questions. I've always wanted to try my hand at casual small talk. Tell me about your Lazaraxes, Governor. Where did you get them from? There's many planets that have Lazaraxes. I received these beasts a long time ago as a gift. It's well known that they can only be found on Janus. Can they? And I was sure that they were common beasts. I might have embarrassed myself there, but I would be glad to talk about something else. Trying to get into the festive mood as best I can. We can change the subject. I would like to note that I find your youth extending face transplant procedure amazing. Does the Thassera possess any unique knowledge or items brought over from your home world? What is that world, by the way? My native Idex. Unfortunately, I've not... Idex. He doesn't know the name of his home planet? Unfortunately, I've not introduced much from beyond the art of changing faces. Perhaps the Celestial Lord has taken a liking to some of my original creations? Wink at Solomon, take the comm bead from your ear. I was presented with this pearl that whispers great secrets and mysteries. What a marvel. I was told it's an artifact from Idex. Oh yes, the famous Idexian Pearls of Revelation. I often use them myself to keep my mind receptive to new ideas. This is good. This is very good for us. Interested in the musical servitors? They have only been brought to you by the Crimson Priests. Can you tell me why they visited the planet? What? Oh, it was foreigners who delivered the clockwork musicians. I'm sure I've not mentioned them yet. I think they were red robes who arrived to celebrate the ascendance of a new governor. That's me. Why would the Omniscience care who has taken the throne of a technologically undeveloped world? I mean, we have Pascal here. He could probably answer that. I was too overjoyed at their appearance to ask. A gesture of deference, I suppose? Who can ever understand those mysterious crimson priests? Indeed, the tech priests are famous for having many vocations outside of pursuing technology and discovering new knowledge, like music and visits of courtesy. I wonder why that one didn't have a skill check. Main and one of the original devs for Vintage Story, also one of the starting devs for Hightail. Not out of the question that many of them experienced developers have decided to join them. Nice. Okay. I mean, it's game dev is often like a pretty small world. Everyone kind of talks to each other. So a lot of the times, if you've been in it for a while, you kind of say like, oh, I have another ship that hopefully they're hiring. Glance indifferently at the governor and roll your eyes. I think I remember in the treaty the silent language of the celestial lords, reading their gestures. It is said, if his or her highness first turns their countenance upon you and then only towards the heavens, you have spoken well and are blessed to proceed. Verily, it is heartening to know that you uphold our traditions and agree to participate in the hunt, your celestial highness. Mave, present the data brand. Please return when you have found all the imposters. This is a great Warhammer style of line. You know, it's like you try to kind of half get out of something and it turns out like, oh, actually, that means you're 100% in. I'm afraid there was a second less flattering interpretation in that book, which I cannot recall. May you enjoy the hunt.
Powers unseen uncover my path.
All right. So we have to try and find... Where do we find these guys? Just all over the place? Where are we here? Find the imposters. Many of the imposters are found hiding among groups of nobles. The game will end as soon as the rogue trader tells the governor he wishes to proceed to the final stage.
The world trembles.
Well, none of these guys are nobles, so... Okay. It's groups like this. Man in a jacket. A few nobles have gathered around an older man in a fine jacket. His eyes dart back and forth. I come from an honored dynasty. You can't... He keeps trying to approach someone, but they all recoil from him as if he was a leper. The mob's instigator, a lady in the golden mask, exclaims furiously, oh, listen to the songs of this chimney sweep. He thinks that the bath they gave him makes him look like a nobleman. Upon noticing you, the crowd parts. In a peevish voice, the woman drawls, we ask that our celestial lord brand this peasant. Among the hushed crowd, you single out a young woman in a half mask and a gorgeous dress who's watching intently from the side. Explain to me what's going on here. We've exposed one of the imposters. There he is, the one in the jacket, still clinging to his facade. You ought to brand him quickly. My celestial lord, I'm begging you to listen to me. This man is a member of a noble family. He is being slandered. Look closely at the man with the dira. People around you are shouting. Their masks are blurring together, making it difficult to focus. Why are you standing up for him, young woman? I'm just a commoner in a fancy dress, my lord. This man is my master. I know I'm supposed to be playing the part of a rich girl, but I've served many lords, you see, and Sir Timius is the only one who treats his servants with gentleness. I want to protect him from these cruel people. Well, all right, that was easy. Are you aware your servant is trying to protect you, Sir Timius? That's Renica, my house servant. What is she, protecting me, you say? That ninny has no idea what game she's gotten herself mixed up in. Forgive me, lord. His lip quivers as he grips his cane more tightly and breathes in deeply. Here she is, the real impostor, the house girl Renka. She admitted it herself, celestial lord. How could you schemers even think of deceiving our supreme benefactor? What do you say in your defense? My celestial lord knows how ruthless court intrigues can be. My family only recently attained its lofty status. Here many are opposed. Well, I mean, she admitted it, but that could be a lie. Do you truly believe this man is a commoner in disguise? Most certainly. His plebeian nature is apparent to every self-respecting aristocrat. The woman is not lying, but neither is she being completely candid. The way she looks at the accused speaks of an old, inappeasable hatred, the kind to show to one's true enemy. Yeah, I had a feeling. Why are you so intent as painting him as an imposter? There's not a word of lie in what we've said. This travesty of a nobleman is granted his privileges less than 100 years ago. A family of upstarts who have elevated themselves through pedalry. For any true-born noble, he is no different than a masquerading peasant. Thassera has more in common with Draconius than I first thought. Okay, so there's multiple ways we could do this. Like, we could brand all the peasants. We are a noble, right? There's part of me that, like, wants to brand all the nobles so that the peasants can ascend to nobility, but also I feel like that betrays my noblehood. Brand the young woman in the fine dress. Thank you. I knew that no intrigue could fool the celestial lord. As tempting as that might have been.
I tread a path unexplored.
It also means I wouldn't be able to get loot. And is anything truly as important as loot? I need a young priest and an old priest. Two men in clergy robes are bickering loudly. The older of the pair is eating with great appetite while the younger one watches in disgust. Your overindulgence is pure hypocrisy. A true servant of the faith would have abstained. A true servant of the faith must keep his strength up so that he may offer the God Emperor not just words, but deeds as well. Celestial Lord, how fortunate is your arrival. Only you can solve this conundrum and decide which of us is the true clergyman of noble birth and which is the arrogant impostor. Well, let's start by looking at the priests. You notice a marked difference between the builds of the quarreling men. The older priest's body is gaunt, unlike that of the smooth-faced youth. The younger priest is the melodious voice of a singer, while the old man's speech is clear and powerful. That doesn't help me. Like, if the old priest is gaunt, but he's eating a lot, I would think that he is the servant. But also, if his speech is clear and powerful, I would think that he's the priest. All right, ask a few questions. The priest gives you a reserved nod. The younger one turns his entire body to face you like a student being evaluated. You're a noble. Peasants are gross. Exactly. What would you say is the role of knowledge in the Imperium? There are no barriers to learning the word of the Emperor and to conquering all that he has given onto us. Have you read the manuscripts of our scribe, Gregorius Fault? He's left his craft behind now, but his research shines on with the light of true worship. Gregorius Fault is clearly a heretic. Knowledge depraves the soul, as does reading letters that are not meant to be read. The old priest furrows his brow at the young man's passionate words. Does the old man not know how to read? Or is he just true servant to the Imperium and just thinks that really religion is meant to keep people in their place? As a fan of Bretonia, you approve these peasants should know their place? Send them to the Von Karsteins. What awaits the Emperor's servant after death? Should they serve faithfully, the Emperor will preserve their soul in his halls. It is customary on Thassera to believe in sacred reincarnation, thus the worthy may serve the Emperor for all eternity. This fool says he yearns for everlasting service. He does not hear the Undying Ones laughing quietly at his words. It is not this man's destiny to serve him for eternity. It is to leave meekly. Then he whispers, "It is time." You've encountered many variations of the God Emperor's cult in your time, but never have you heard of reincarnation after death. A religious teaching such as this seems strange and exotic, even for a nondescript, half-forgotten planet like Thassera. All right, so that's another strike against the young priest. By what name are the children born from the blood of the emperor himself known as? The messiahs of the celestial master, gods among men? The emperor's angels, that's the correct answer. They descend upon the land to smite down his enemies. You see respect in the old man's eyes and fear. Yeah, the young priest is an imposter. Why, yes, I did skip the lectorum once or twice. It's true, but I'm still a proper noble. I swear it on the house.
Embrace true power.
I mean, it's very confusing because part of me is also just like, well, nobles don't know nothing, you know? Sure, Conrad's gonna take proper care of him. Frightened nobleman, in a wavering torchlight, you see a glint of steel. One of the jacket-clad young men is pressing a blade against the other's ribs. A mask lies discarded at his feet. Noticing you, the trembling victim cries out, "Your Highness, save me." Do not interfere, outsider. This man deserves to be punished along with all of Thasseria's rotten elite. They see people as just things to be worn. Let him look me in the eye and find out what it feels like to be cut to pieces. You realize that the weapon pressed against the victim's body is none other than a pair of extremely sharpened tailor's scissors. Local folks and their strange amusements. They're not worth our time. What's going on here? He's a tailor from the lower city. He's gone mad. He thinks I'm wearing the face of his brother, my valet. Bye. Admit it, you killed him and took his face so you could wear it instead of a costume. I haven't heard from my brother in a moon life. Examine the victim's face. The Lord's features are stretched and distorted. The edges of his neck, forehead, and cheeks are fastened to the side with a fine gold thread. Peering into the nobleman's face, you realize that the stretched skin is his own. You see no scars or stitches. It appears this is merely his way of improving his looks and imitating people of higher standing. Abelard's all donked up from those athletic checks. I don't know, man. I have Solomorn with me. It's kind of his job, right? Only because you ask. He gives Gladio a sign and the cybermassive launches himself at the attacker. Powerful metal paws pin the man to the ground. This madman bribed the guards so that they would ignore my cries. I'm sure they'll be singing a different tune when they find out the Celestial Lord had to intervene personally. Ooh, so many options. This man has never undergone the local facial replacement procedure. He is wearing his own face. Do not be deceived. Look closer. The scoundrel is simply hiding his stitches. He thinks he can trick an expert tailor, but it's a wasted effort. Tell me about the valet. It's very simple. His younger brother has a way with clothes. I noticed him when he was looking for new servants, and I sent the boy to apprentice under a renowned dressmaker in the upper quarters. I thought I would make him my valet, you see, but then this fool decided that I took his brother, not because of his talent, but to use him for rejuvenation. Why would I even need a new face? I haven't worn mine out. Tell me about the rotten elite. They're parasites. They tear down whatever they want into pieces. These scums squeeze into a person's skin like it's a suit that's 2 sizes too small, splitting the seams in the process. He stares at you without blinking, his eyes glassy. Skin suits and splitting seams? Preposterous. Your brother was rewarded for his talents with the best assignment he could hope for. Maybe he decided he wanted nothing to do with you anymore. His voice cracks as he's on the verge of tears. Your Celestial Highness, if such were your will, you could send the servants to the dressmaker this very moment and find the man's brother alive and well. I mean, this guy is like admitting to being a tailor, so we'll put the imposter's brand on the vigilante. Play your games all you want. My mission will not change. Thank you for intervening, Your Celestial Highness. The third imposter has been found. The last one should be hiding somewhere in the vicinity. Mave, bring me a cup of Amasec and make sure it's filled to the brim, comes an unexpected order from Solomorn. Why is he suddenly getting drunk? He waits until Mave is some distance away, then turns to you. I wanted to talk to you without the observer they have attached to us overhearing. Do you get the sense that what is happening raises questions that lack coherent answers? Yes. I'm always surprised how many Conrads there are in Warhammer. It's a pretty common name. so much of like the Imperium and then like you know, the fantasy Imperium, the Empire, it's just based around Holy Roman stuff. So Conrad, very common back then. If you've taken suspicions, why have you not taken any action? I've been gathering information. Taking steps before doing anything would have been reckless. Now's the time to coordinate our actions and discuss the risks, which are high considering we're both outnumbered and in unknown territory. Do not forget that they have been nothing but cordial to us so far. An arbiter could not be bribed, neither with gold nor special treatments. Doing our duty is all that concerns us. The locals' affability is not conducive to obtaining data on the tide, and that is what matters. All right, I am also uneasy. So many things. So many things. The governor is not Thasserian, yet he seems utterly clueless about what's happening outside this planet. Either he had an experience so traumatic as to cause him to lose his memory, or we're being played for fools. The sculptor is not a local, but is a sanctioned psyker. He worked with locally mined stone may be a harmless pursuit, or it may not be. The fact that the governor employs a sorcerer who is working on his own projects is enough to raise questions. The governor's strange behavior, remarkably lavish gifts, the change in personality, all of that before our arrival. I'd like to note the governor granting preferential treatment to our attendant. Perhaps he needs her unconditional trust to ensure that she does something or remains uninvolved at the right moment. The last mutant from the public execution, something was off about him. Mutation is a corruption that seldom leaves a person with a sound mind, but what that madman spouted on the scaffold, what he had done to himself, was beyond the pale. Have you seen the writings of the madman Fault? It's a lunacy bordering on heresy. These are heresy writ large, but that is not what troubles me. What troubles me is the madman succeeding in publishing them. Local beliefs about altering your destiny. Who knows how many different cults of him there are? No two planets worship him the same way, but only a heretic would wax poetic about altering a fate that was ordained by the emperor once and for all. A mutant attack during a public execution with no clear or evident causes. Unlikely to have been planned. It looked too messy. Did I not get enough of the Chronicles of Faith? I feel like... I'm curious why this one is still available to click. And I don't like the way the governor is using every means to stall our inquiry. Could mistake it for a sycophant, appear to appease the celestial guest, but the longer it goes on, the one apparent the criminal intent behind this stalling of the inevitable becomes. All right. I have a theory, but I'd like to hear yours first, lest my opinions influence your reasoning. Being led into a trap. I would wager this is a cult. The predicaments I get into usually involve a cult of some kind. This is not a feudal world with a primitive populace, but a forge world, or else an industrial world. The point of the deception is to pay a smaller tithe. There's something in Thassera's atmosphere that alters the human brain. Anyone who comes here becomes a clumsy idiot. I don't think that's true. Because otherwise the psyker who's dealing with like all the stones. It being a forge world, I could certainly make some arguments with. We found some extremely good swords here. And also, like, why would the AdMech come here? If there wasn't a good value. That being said, cults, for sure. Oh, man. I don't feel like I've seen a lot of cult heresy. I like this idea that it's like, it's probably a forge world or an industrial world. And maybe like, you know, because the sculptor talked about the more he deals with the stone, the more it like eats away at him and like wrecks his soul. Honestly, I think probably all these things are true. Certainly a bold theory. I'd be wary of such far-reaching speculations. My hypothesis is that it's not about the tithe. It's merely a pretext to keep us here longer, but what for? We should play along now, make them think we've taken the bait, while we wait for an opportunity to seize control. For that, we need to agree on a signal to launch a coordinated attack. I will shout, attack. I will take a drag on a low stick. Oh, man. I mean, I kind of just want to shout attack. I feel like if I have to take a drag on a low stick, someone is going to offer me one of those right away. And if I say the Emperor knows, someone's going to ask me a question that I have no way out of it by saying anything other than the Emperor knows. Same with lovely weather. I will shout attack. Thus forewarning the enemy. What would be the point? All right, I'll take a drag on a stick. Our guy's corrupt enough that I'm willing to do that. Your Amasek, my lord. I haven't spilled a drop. Without a word, the Arbiter hurls the drink on the pavement. The splash of Amasek is like a scarlet wound upon the stone that has been polished by 1,000 souls. Oh, that's rude. You could have at least had the drink. Part of me kind of just wants to say that Ronaldo is the last imposter. Oh my god, do you think that's probably it? Down, Gara. Bad beast. Very bad. Your Celestial Highness, how is the imposter hunt going? Gara? My darling pet guarding the Shrimperiuses. Every once in a while, she gets an allowance in the form of Alcedont bones. What has it done wrong? She almost ripped off my finger along with a slice of Eladont. It's my fault for forgetting their predators. You have reduced a beast born to hunt and kill to a domesticated pet without purpose and discipline. Both man and animal alike are destined for degradation. He nods at Gladio, who is completely unfazed by the multitude of delicacies. See? This is the level of obedience and dignity we should strive for. If the blade does not obey your hand, it may one day pierce your throat. All right, I'm not done yet. Let's go find the last of these nobles.
Powers unseen, uncover my path.
Well, you're not here. They must be down at, like, the foot. Because we went every other way. There's 2 clerics here. That could be them. Did sound like an imposter. Audacity to criticize using attack as a code word.
The world trembles beneath my feet.
Ooh. Who are you? Adaita. The young noblewoman's hair is disheveled, her bodice stained with grime, and her mask pushed clumsily on top of her head. Holding her skirt high, she's trying her hardest to fight through the guards blocking the door. Let me go, for throne's sake. The woman notices you and attempts something resembling a curtsy, but stumbles and falls to her knees. I'm done. I can't take it anymore. You're a celestial lord, aren't you? Indeed I am, but you don't look like much of a noble lady. I'm a Dikta, your gracious. I'm not a noble, not one bit. I just do the laundry and bleach the linens. I've never mixed in high society in my life. Forgive a fool, your graciousness. Why are you telling me this? According to the rules, you're meant to pose as a noble and get a reward. I don't want no reward. I want to go back home. The woman hangs her head and clutches the lace frills of her dress. Her breathing stutters as she's racked with silent sobs. Why are you trying to escape? I want to get away before they start putting those brands on us for the tricksters. I'm no kind of trickster, can't you see? I couldn't fool a Grox. Why are you participating then? It's not like they asked nicely, your graciousness. They grabbed me, shoved me in a dress, and threw me in here. Nobody here was asked, but I didn't want to be anybody's toy. I have 3 boys and a girl. We starch our lords and ladies' undergarments, and we work our fingers to the bones just to get enough scraps for the day. Well, what should I do with you? Please, your graciousness, by the God Emperor, just let me leave. Nobody who puts on one of these get-ups ever comes back. If I stay, I won't see my home again. I just know it. No one ever comes back? What's that supposed to mean? Ah, I assembled all the evidence to expose the conspiracy. Just that, your graciousness. It doesn't matter if you get branded or not. Once the hunt is over, you're gone. This place is like a grox pit. There's no way back. I want to live. I want to be useful. Let me go home. Place the brand on her. All hope fades from the woman's glistening eyes. She wipes her nose with her sleeve and lets out a dejected sigh. Pardon me, your graciousness. You've done as you should. It wasn't right of me to spoil your game. That's right. I'm a noble. Your lives don't matter to me. Absolutely savage. It's an evil playthrough, right? It's a heretic playthrough. They say people go missing after the imposter hunt. What do you make of this? Must have been listening to a lot of the gossip. Who cares where the rabble goes afterwards? I can assure you that the victors are often sent into my personal service. We call it the highest favor, and today it will be up to you to choose whom it should be bestowed upon. The governor is dragging out his words as if he's not entirely sure of himself or is not telling you something. All right, I've concluded my search. I will immediately summon the court for the final celebration, and who knows, perhaps today one of the imposters will be lucky enough to earn your favor. Couldn't stomach doing such a playthrough myself. I mean, that's kind of why I'm doing it, right? It's very hard to do when you're doing solo. It's much funner when you're doing it with people. Straining to add a note of gravity to his voice, the governor proclaims, "Most radiant ladies and noble lords, I hereby declare the imposter hunt officially over. The participants of our masquerade already stand before you. Did you guess correctly? Did you expose them all? Please don your oculars and have a good look. Not one noble was permitted to hunt the imposters this time, my lord. Still, knowing their penchant for such games, I do suspect they tried to make their guesses anyway, quietly amongst themselves. All the imposters have been found out by none other than our celestial guests. An unsurpassable show. Bravo! Please present our gift." You hear a fool's voice from in the crowd, a noble torso branded at the behest of the rogue trader himself. Oh, what bitter irony. My standing ovation to you. Thassera mask. The wearer gains 1 psi rating and 15 persuasion. If Perils of the Warp is triggered and a demon is summoned, the demon attacks the closest to it non-demon target. Interesting. Renegade and Mass Effect was okay because the choices were over the top or kind of funny, but it's hard to do evil runs. Evil run in BG3 is very fun. You just have to go for like pursuit of power as the reason behind your evilness. Your Celestial Highness, as an honored guest of Thassera, would you like to say a few words of guidance? Wait, a noble torso was branded. Who did I brand that was noble? I am kind of just want to say no, but any chance to get Abelard to make a speech? His Lordship Rogue Trader, Biggest von Valancius, ruler of the greatest protectorate in the Koronus Expanse, wishes rapid growth and many centuries of prosperity upon your homeworld. Remember your duty and may you labor tirelessly for the glory of the mighty Imperium. A grand speech, thank you. And now, good lords and ladies, the time has come to make the fateful decisions. There is not but one true reward, the highest favor that any branded impostor desires. Please, your Celestial Highness, tell us, is there among those people one worthy of the rogue trader's favor? What is the highest favor? Is it part of the rules of the game? Whoever you grant your favor will be showered with all manner of honors and go to serve in the governor's palace. Huh. The tailor wants to kill all the noblemen. The one lady with the kids. +1 side rating is bonkers. Disappears suspiciously. I feel like this is not a good honor. I mean, I am tempted to do, since you people love prattling about destiny so much, let fate decide. Point at one of the branded imposters at random. This is also just like a diss on them. As it pleases your graciousness, clutching her filthy skirt, Adika crouches in a graceless courtesy, then walks away, dragging her feet dejectedly. You hear venomous laughter from among the crowd and recognize Bluff's voice as the square drowns in the clamor and applause of gawkers who are spectating the game. You look around for the court fool, but cannot spot him. Such is His Celestial Highness's brilliant decision, which for some have been fateful indeed. Finally, the hour of which you've been waiting for, the concluding part of our conclusion, the great feast. The crowd's patience is worn thin. Filling his lungs, the governor shouts out, Lazarax's dinner is served. Their lumens glow blood red before the condemned can even scream. The beasts pounce on their prey.
I've been branded. He tricks me. Gotta stop! I'm the master. Mave, help!
Wait.
I'm sorry.
Why did he have a voice all of a sudden? Hey, leave Gara alone.
Don't you dare to cross us.
Well, I guess our ambush didn't work so well here. He was her brother. Oh, I can't reposition because it's an ambush.
The Omniscient knows all, comprehends all.
Ooh, they got a lot of HP.
Running binaric override. My vow is to serve.
Well, at least you have a little bit of cover.
Running binaric override. Request approved.
Do a trench line stratagem here, and I guess we should probably shoot something.
The Omniscient.
I'm also confused about what happened.
Arbitrator would have persisted.
Cool. I got instantly killed on the first round of combat.
Arbitrators are made of plasteel.
Okay.
Quiet, Whispers. It's my toy, and I'm gonna control it myself.
Reactivate spends all the Overseer's MP to use. That's not too bad, but... We're gonna cast that because it's like busted good.
Anything else?
And then I can Psychic Scream through them. Oh, I should have used Complete the Cycle first. Oh, it'll still work. You can cast it afterwards.
Damn! What was the command again? Oh, right.
I guess let's blind all of them as well. Damn, dude. Adira became insane the moment I got this bird.
But of course.
I can also give 21% dodge and parry to my entire squad. Absolutely bonkers. What sword are you using? How much armor do these guys have? 70%. All right, let's take out the Fatebringer then.
Lots of blades and shadows. Trust me.
How did those crits do 7 damage? And then you did 27 on a regular hit.
As honor ordains.
I am gonna rain blood and then
Trust.
death whisper him so that everyone gets covered in blood. Shoot. I can't cast Brutal Strike without hitting either Solomorn or the other Raven. So I think I'll cast Killing Edge instead. Oh, interesting. That counts as an attack as well. Okay. Shoot. All right, I should have aimed for the opening, but what's done is done. You're going to do a nice big shotgun blast on the group of these dweebs.
I'll take it as a priority.
Cool, there goes all my cover. Dodge, parry. That's additional armor pin and bleeding. You don't have that much damage here. Hold on.
Let's test our skills.
Let's get the dog to protect me. Nice. That's definitely a right idea. What I'll do is I'll take one of these, do another shotgun blast, and then I can run and gun. I don't have enough to do stalwart defense. Area attacks with this maul create a smoke cloud. I see. Okay, but it's got to be the area attack.
Understood.
I mean, at least that shotgun is putting in work. I'm going to move Abelard over here.
Victory is imminent.
Big taunt. Defensive mode.
At your beck and call.
Definitely an endure. Probably should have charged, but missed that boat.
Indeed. Target well struck.
And then just go with the cleave. Curious if we could have branded the governor. I mean, I went to try that, but it didn't seem like it was an option. Sadly. Man, I can't believe how quickly my dude got downed there. Can't really hit any of you guys with a good plasma shot. Guess I could go with you. $24 to $36. 29 to 37. All right, just do that one, I guess. Nice shot. I did an area attack by accident. Ah, well. It's okay.
running binaric override.
He's got the most HP.
My vow is to serve.
Brace yourself, Babylon.
Ferocity. Parry. Counterattack. Block. Counterattack. Powerful leap. Dodge. Parry. Thought these guys were all taunted. Parry, counterattack. Block, counterattack.
Exemplary strike.
Oh, almost dead.
Why did I not foresee this?
Now dead. I don't know what happened there where it just like moved and attacked Thassera. That other one here also died. I think because of kill zone. Thassera's got herself a fresh debuff. 1, 2, 3. I don't think I can get them all with that.
Will do.
One, two, three, four. I'm worried if I move there, I won't be able to hit either of them.
Quiet, Whispers. It's my toy, and I'm gonna control it myself.
Turns out I can.
Damn! What was the command again? Oh, right.
4-cell radius around it probably won't do anything, though. We could blind them again. We might as well. Oh, that also killed them. Damn, dude. The one that defended us was number 4. Oh. But then it instantly got killed. What happened was no accident, as if my suspicions were correct. Glacio, analyze. The dog's visor shimmers as it scans his skin with a mesh of rays. There's a metallic click and a descending hum of cooling servo motors. The Proctor's augments respond with a soft buzz. A data brand. The court fool put it on me when he shook my hand. Then the Lazaraxes attacked everyone who had been marked. The beasts were not at all eager to tear you apart, rogue trader. Excuse me? I literally died the first turn in combat. It was the first thing that happened. It appears you are wanted alive, but without my protection. Oh, God Emperor, forgive and protect his soul. Forgive and protect. Nearby, the lifeless body of Lazarax number 4, which you released from its cage. Its fur is clumped and sticky with blood. Its vicious eyes glazed over. Giving its own life to protect another was a stunning human act for a beast. Close its eyelids. Rest in peace. We're a monster, but we still respect a little bit. The one with the damaged implants. Perhaps they were the reason the beast defied the order that the rest of the pact followed to destroy all bearers of data brands. Or maybe it was a fine animal that was unlucky enough to have had bad masters. My Lord Judicator is fond of animals, is he not? I never would have thought you had a kind side like that. Or maybe I just can't stand people. Ronaldo mentioned he was branded before he died. Gladio scans him and emits a signal. He was branded. He couldn't have known, or else he would not have doomed himself like that. I assume that's likewise the work of the buffoon. Question is whether he was acting on his own accord or at the behest of someone more important. Ronaldo called your name before he died, Mave. I have no idea what's going on. I'm so confused. Is this a horrible nightmare, or could I be dreaming? For a second, I thought, no, it's impossible. You thought what? I thought it was my brother calling my name. Whose soul are you praying for? My brother's, my lord. I had a feeling he wasn't acting himself, and if he'd known he had fallen in with scoundrels, I would have found them and strangled them with my own hands. What reason could your brother have had to want an arbiter's blood on his hands? A mystery to me. To think about it, I can't imagine why, but lately it's not himself. He keeps muttering these awful rhymes about blood and fate. So who's the governor? Are you actually shocked, or is this part of the act as well? I am unblemished before you in spirit and thought. That's what any cornered heretic would swear. I had nothing to do with it. All I was told was to entertain our celestial guests and chaperone to the castle for talks. I ought to have you executed on the spot before you stab me in the back. Not now. She needs to accompany us to the castle. Her absence would raise the enemy's suspicions, and the revelation that we know would come too early. All right, I need to take a look around. And by take a look around, I mean loot this corpse. If the wearer ends their turn with any adjacent familiar, the familiar regains 6 wounds. Servo Skull Swarm. At the start of the Overseer's turn, enemies adjacent to the skull must pass a willpower test or become perplexed. Ow, it's not for me. Sadly. You think she's good? Yeah, she's probably good, yeah. Wow, we took a lot of wounds. I got broken ribs. You got broken ribs. That's really bad for you. Not so bad for me. Adira got head trauma, which is really bad for you. You have 2 stacks of fatigued.
Intriguing.
I guess we go into the castle next. She really hated the whole execution process. Yeah. Heal those with medipacks. The advanced ones can heal injuries. They can remove fresh injuries. If the fresh injury is not healed within 3 rounds, it'll turn into an old injury. Oh, you can also get rid of old injuries with a medikit. However, healing will require an additional medikit skill. I didn't know that. Can these ones do it? Oh my god, I had no idea that was the case. Who's got my best medikit skill? 60. 82. Well, definitely you then.
Data meditation is terminated.
I owe you one.
Let's try that again.
Initiating bioreformation protocol.
Thank you.
It doesn't seem to be working. Like, I'm not even getting a trigger for the effect.
Just in time.
Yeah, it says removes a fresh injury if none exists, attempts to remove an old injury. Okay, this one does have like different wording though. If none, one old injury upon a successful test. Removes one fresh injury, or if none exists, attempts to remove one old injury. This is Abelard's medical bag. Large medical kit.
Initiating bioreformation protocol.
I owe you one.
I'm not even getting a skill test on this, so 20% strength for 3 rounds. I don't know, dude. Not worth wasting more. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be working. Been a while since I played, so I don't remember exactly. It's all good. I mean, I think it's like just part of the it's part of the experience of like going out, right? You got to get those debuffs slowly over time because it makes like each step a little bit harder. So I guess we will go into the Imperial Palace next and go beat up these guys. But let's do it in the next YouTube video. Take a little save here and have them come back for the next one. Until then.